Have you ever considered when you get into a health and fitness plan of some sort, having things be sustainable throughout life? I mean, I'm not that you have to do the same workouts all the time, but just this where you stay in momentum all the time, where you're constantly, thinking about what's next. I really want to sustain a healthy lifestyle. Well, strong bodies, they stay active even when life gets full, and energy rises when your training fits the real days and the busyness that we all have, not the perfect days. And I think progress lasts when your plan really protects your joints, your sleep, your mindset, just as much as your muscles. So today is all about building a fitness life that really keeps you going for years, not just weeks. That was one of the big things for me when I was starting out. I realized I was always letting myself off the hook for a long time, or over and over, on a regular basis. And I was always trying to find a crack and a flaw, not consciously, but subconsciously, as I'm finding a plan that I can stick to. And then I would realize that I'm trying to find a way out of it. So I didn't have to hold myself accountable. So I didn't have to show up. Now, once again, a very subconscious sort of thing that was going on, but inevitably I would get sidetracked. So I wanted to share some things with you on how I just shifted my thinking, excuse me, and my habits so that I continued the momentum going forward. So here's the thing. We start with a simple idea. Train to stay capable and really be capable of lifting, carrying, bending, twisting, reaching, climbing, all those functional things that we go throughout life. And I'm coming at it from a point of view, like let's say over 50 years old. Okay. Now you might be at a different time in life, different chapter. I'm considerably older than 50, but my big tipping point was the age of 40. I was like, oh my gosh, I've drifted so far off. Of course, I need to get back on track. But I really wanted to just come at it in a way where it's like, how can I sustain this for life? How can I enjoy the journey? How can I keep going, even though I got the results in a relatively short amount of time? How can I keep this going without hoping and praying it's just going to stick, right? So just all those different things to where you're just like capable of the lifting stuff, capable of the functional fitness, capable of waking up without being super stiff or sore. Now I'm always sore, so just know that. Or even capable of just moving through a day and through the stress without feeling the crash later. So we're going to talk about that today. And if you want a quick 15-minute plan to shape a week that you can repeat over and over and start this sustainable plan for life without burnout, we'll map out a simple structure that really boosts your energy and keeps you moving on busy days. Head over to talktoperry.com and we can map that out for you. So, I find sustainable fitness has 4 pillars. There's probably other things, and you are people will have their own opinions and thoughts. But, I look at strength, mobility, just even that cardio capacity, recovery as being main things that have really helped me sustain over life. The strength, keeping the bones, dense, and the muscles going and making daily tasks easier. We're thinking about hinge, pull, pushing and pulling sort of things, hingings and squats and stuff like that, and even carrying things, walking upstairs. And so just those sort of things, those sort of exercises can keep your body really going. So I look at it as pushing and pulling exercises, the way I always look at it. But when you're doing those things, you want to follow a plan. If you can get a trainer or have somebody teach you and mentor you, I think that's really, really helpful. Because you want to pick loads that you can control with clean form over function, or form over really trying to keep up. And sometimes it might be low reps, but just really feeling strong and not wrecked. I find mobility keeps the joints happy. So if you can find just even 10 minutes a day where you're moving through and targeting things to help your hips, to help your spine, to help your ankles, those sort of things. And I get it. A lot of times we just go through our day sitting. So hopefully you can, move through getting some good range of motion there, breathing steady, teaching your body to really keep you in freedom of motion, being able to move around freely. I get it. Things tighten up. But just even doing those things, whether it's yoga or some other movements to help you with that, some stretching, cardio capacity, that's the heart health stuff, right? It even helps with your mood. Just even mixing in short little powerful intervals. Now, not everybody's going to do plyometrics, but I did that today. But you could do cardio in different ways, power walking. You can do spin bikes sort of thing, walks count, stairs. You don't have to suffer to improve. That can be amazing. And then recovery. I find that to be an amplifier. It's something I used to avoid because I thought if I was doing a recovery day or a recovery week, then I was losing progress. That was my mindset back in the day until I started adding them in intentionally. And I found that recovery, even things like yoga, help my other workouts become better, help me become stronger, help me become more mobile. A lot of those things aren't, your muscles and your development isn't done right when you're doing the workout. It's in the recovery times. So one of the big things, sleep is your edge. And just if you can aim for a consistent bedtime, very, very cool. Learning to do stretching often, breath work, even before bed or during the day, and that can just help the nervous system settle. Recovery also can include, the nutritional stuff, the protein, the minerals, the hydration. If you can have produce at most meals, veggies, good stuff. Really, really great things. So I find that simple habits, and I threw out a lot of things at you, but the simple habits done often can keep the system stable. It keep things more sustainable. It's usually the wild and wacky off-kilter things that may have some good results at some point, but people don't find it sustainable. So they're on a program, or so they're on a journey until they can't wait to be out of it. I can't wait till this 30 days is done, or can't wait till this program's done, or can't wait until my membership's done, those sort of things. And I found that I needed to get out of that loop of, I can't wait till it's done. And I started going, cool, what is next? How can I keep this going? How can I make this sustainable? How can I make this a repeatable rhythm? Now, the workouts change, and I constantly am growing, but and doing different, I do different types of exercises every 30, 60, 90 days. Right now, I'm doing a 6-week or a 6-month sort of program. So I think just finding that rhythm. And so let me give you an example of rhythm, what that might look like. Maybe day one is strength training, full body. Maybe it's 10 minutes of mobility with there. Another day 2, easy cardio. Maybe there's some core in there, maybe some balance. Day 3 could be strength, full body, and add in a short walk. Day 4, mobility. Maybe it's yoga, maybe it's stretching, and then putting in some optional like cardio. Day 5, strength, focusing on carrying things, pushing and pulling, right? Weekend, you can choose longer, easier sessions. Maybe you're getting outdoors, maybe you're getting movement sort of things. I like having a structure during the week, but I also like adding things on the weekend too. But just move days around as needed. Keep the ratio the same. Practice like a pro. Stack, just get in there and really practice the form as best as you can, because quality really, it beats volume every time. I get it. Sometimes we want to get in the gym and lift super heavy weights thinking it will make an impact that day for, we want longevity. We want sustainability, right? So you want to be able to do that. Tracking, what matters can help, but you don't have to get obsessive about it, only if you want to. I found that the tracking thing was keeping me from moving forward. So my tracking system was super simple. I had a calendar and I put an X on the day, said I showed up. That's all the X was. But you can note things like how your sleep is, your steps, your mood, all that stuff. There's apps that we can now do on our smart devices. But just going through those things, even just practicing and being mindful when you go grocery shopping can be a huge, huge game changer. These things, once you get in motion, you can always improve it. So the thing is, at first, is to get the habits going. And once you get the habits down, then you can focus on the results. Because in the beginning, it's more important to get the habits dialed in than it is to see the results. And I know we want those results fast, right? So just be focused on those sort of things. Constantly, even taking into consideration when you're traveling or anything like that, you can still get in some exercise and do some things. Consistency it's going to beat perfection all the time. Just show up with what you have. You don't have to have the perfect gym. Stress management through movement. I talked about that on the podcast the other day. When you have those heavy mental days, choose an easier cardio session. Strength coming back after a setback, whatever that is. Community also helps. So those are just some ideas that I think can really help you. Your training gear, it can be simple. It's just moving forward with what you have and being able to plow forward and constantly saying what's next and keep showing up every day, not procrastinating it and putting it off because you think your to-do list is got the bigger priority. I'm going to tell you what, when you get sustainable habits and you're focusing on your energy and your health and your happiness, you're going to conquer those to-do lists a lot better and with a lot more confidence and things like that. So sustainability in fitness, especially after 50, I mean, it's a decision just to stay capable. And you're building that body that supports your work, your family, your adventures, and your quiet mornings. So, and the thing is, you get to train in a way that leaves you feeling better each session. That should sound encouraging to you, right? So design a rhythm that you can just get behind for the next 30 days. But remember, you're not saying, I'm going to stop at 30 days. You're always continuing on to where it's next month, next year, a decade later, and you're still going. You've got this, my friend. I'd love to hear your top takeaway from today. You could drop those down in the comments. I promise I will reply. I love chatting with you. You absolutely rock, my friend. And as always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week. That's another Power Blast podcast in the books. Thanks so much for tuning in. And remember, when you are ready to recharge your battery, make sure you go to talktoperry.com. That's talktoperry.com. That's Perry. And I want to listen. I want to hear. What's going on? I want to help you in that 15-minute call to recharge your battery and reclaim your power so that you're off and running and creating massive momentum toward your dream. Also, every day, I am delivering more motivation, support, tips, and strategies inside my free community with amazing people like yourself. And we are conquering the mindset and the fitness. I do 52 weeks of free training in there. Plus, I coach and I mentor people, as well as give you access to tons of resources and guides. It's called my Upside Down Fitness Community because we work on a lot of mindset stuff, the inside stuff. And we're a fun group of people striving to make healthier habits in this awesome chapter of life. So make sure you get in there. I promise you'll absolutely love it. Just head over to upsidedownfit.com and you can get into the group. And hey, you would be an awesome friend if you get over to iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast and leave an honest rating and review for the Power Blast podcast. It helps awesome people like you find the show even faster, and that's who I'm looking for, awesome people like you. That's all I have for this week, my friend, and just to let you know, you absolutely rock. That's all I have for this week. I'll see you on the next Power Blast podcast, and always remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.